Welcome to Great Learning. So today we shall see how to use Zoom effectively. So there are various features in Zoom through which you can take an effective online session. So it's very important to understand these features and know when to use them. So let's get started with some of the basic features of Zoom. So first we'll discuss what are the features in Zoom to control the participants. So if you go to the Participants tab and click on Participants tab, you can find all the participants of this session. Now if you want to mute yourselves, you can click on the Mute option. Now if you want to rename or edit your profile picture, you can click on More and select the option. Now what if you want to invite somebody? You can click on Invite and copy the invite link and send it to your contacts. Now, what if you want to mute all participants? You can click on Mute All. But if you want to allow your participants to unmute themselves to speak for a discussion or while answering questions, you can select this option and then click on Yes. Now go to the three-dot icon and let's see various other features. So if you want to mute the participants upon entry, you can click on Mute Participants upon entry. To allow the participants to unmute themselves, you can select this option. To allow participants to rename themselves, you can click on this option. If you want to get notified of participants joining or leaving the session, you can click on Play Sound. If you want to enable a waiting room, you can select this option. So what is this waiting room? So what happens if you enable a waiting room is that no student will be able to join the session directly. They will be directed to the waiting room. Only if you permit them to enter the session, they can enter the session. Now you have lock meeting. If you lock the meeting, the participant will not be able to join the session afterwards. So now let's talk about the share screen and annotation feature. The share screen feature is basically used when you want to show the students some learning material or content or PPT to them. The annotation feature is used to draw or to type the text. So these are some of the basic features of annotation. Now let's take a detailed look at these features. So to share the screen, you can see a Share Screen tab. If you click on that, the following dialog box will appear. Now you can share your web page or your PPT, or you can share your whiteboard. So select the screen that you want to share. Now if you want to annotate something, you can click on the Annotate tab. So you have various features in the Annotate tab. You have the mouse, you have the select option to select some specific content. You have the text option where you can text something. So using the text, you can type down your content. And if you want to draw something, you also have the draw option. So using the various tools, you can draw things that you want. For example, if you want to draw a graph, you can use the draw option. Now you have the stamp option where you have certain icons. The spotlight actually acts as a highlighter. If you want to show the students something, you can show using a spotlight. Now you have the eraser where you can erase your drawings or whatever text you have written. You have various formatting tools under Format. To undo or redo, you can use the Undo and Redo option. To clear your drawings, you can use the Clear option. To save the drawings in this particular screen, you can click on the Save option. Now let's take a look at the whiteboard. So whiteboard is similar to the board that you use in the classroom. You can draw, you can type text in this whiteboard. So if you want to save any drawings in this whiteboard, you can click on Save and the drawings will be saved in a folder. Now if you want to stop the share, you can click on Stop Share. So now let's talk about the poll feature. So when to use this poll? So after a session, you might ask questions to the students to see if they have understood the session well or not. Or you might conduct a mini quiz to understand how much the student have understood from the session. So the poll feature will help you to carry out these functions digitally. So let's take a look at the Zoom poll feature. Now you can see a poll icon towards the bottom. Now, to add a question, click on Add a Question tab. Now the following tab will appear. So now let's set up the poll. So to create a new poll, first enter the title of the poll in the title bar. Now if you do not want the user information to be disclosed, you can select the anonymous option. Now type your question in the question box here. Now if you want multiple choice to be selected by the students, you can give multiple choice. But if you want the students to only select a single choice, you can give a single choice. Now give the options for this question. Now if you want to create a new question, you can click on Add a Question tab and create the second question. Once you have typed the question, add the options. If you want to delete the question, you can click on the Delete tab and delete the question for the poll. Similarly, if you want to edit the particular question, you can click on Edit and make the changes. Once you are done, click on the Save tab. Now the poll has been successfully created. To launch the poll, you can click on Launch Polling. Now your poll has been launched. So you can see that your quiz is in progress and towards the right side you can see the time. Now if you want to end the polling, click on End Polling. So now your polling has ended. If you want to share the results, you can click on Share Results and the results will be shared. To relaunch the polling, you can click on Relaunch Polling. So again, your poll will be launched. So these are some of the basic features of the poll feature in Zoom. So now let's discuss about Breakout Room. So in classes, you might conduct activities where you assign students into different groups and then ask to carry out the activities. So if you want to digitally conduct such activities or discussion, the breakout room becomes handy. So now let's take a look at this feature. So here you can find the breakout room option. So if you click on that, the following dialog box will appear. Now since this is a demo session, there are 0 participants. But when you're conducting an online session, you can click here and add the number of rooms that you want to create. Now you can also choose whether you want to automatically assign the students to the breakout room or whether you want to manually assign the students to the breakout room. To create a room, you can click on this option. Now click on Add a Room tab. So now a new room has been created. To rename, click on the Rename tab and give in the name of your breakout room. To delete, you can click on the Delete option. Now if you go to Options, you can find various features here. You have Move all participants into breakout rooms automatically option, where if you select this option, all the participants will be automatically moved into the rooms. You have Allow participants to return to the main session at any time. So what this feature does is that it will allow the participants to join the main session if they want. Now you have Breakout rooms close automatically after 30 minutes. So if you want to time the breakout room session, you can enter the time here. Now you have countdown after closing breakout room. So if you want to keep a countdown after closing your breakout room, you can set the countdown timer here. Now you also have notify me when the time is up. So when the breakout room closes, you will be notified. If you want to recreate the rooms, that is, you want to assign participants into different groups again, or recreate all your breakout rooms, you can recreate all rooms by clicking on this option. So now let's see how can you stream your online session in Zoom. So here you can see a three-dot icon named More towards the right-hand side. So if you click on that option, you can see you can go live on Facebook or YouTube or Workplace by Facebook or any other streaming services. So basically, if you're conducting a public session or a public awareness session, you can use these options. So these are some of the important features of Zoom.